Hello and welcome to the Mayoress channel where I talk about reset in old age, how you can reset your life at 50, at 60, at 70, hey, even at 80. I did mine at close to 60, and here I share with you my stories, my experiences, the things I went through, and I'm doing all of them to let you know that it's never too late to start something. It's never too late to do something that has been on your heart for some time, or maybe a new thought that drops in your heart. Hey, so long as you are alive and well, I believe you can do anything. So today I'm going to be talking about funding your travel, funding your relocation. One of the questions I get asked very often is, how did you people do it? How did you do it? Was it a job? Did somebody give you money? Did you know somebody in Ghana? How were you able to move at the time you did and so quickly? And some people ask outright, oh, did you people have money? But some are more polite. But I get different variations of the same question. So today I'm going to be answering the question on how we funded our relocation and how you too can fund your relocation, especially if you're an older person. But first, I want to talk about the types of people who relocate. So, first, you have the younger ones who go to school. My kids went to school abroad at one was 21, one was 22, one was 18. So, you have that category of people who are going abroad for education and they leave very early in life. They have parents, they have people who are funding the travels. And then you have another category of people, young professionals, usually young urban professionals who are relocating for whatever reason. And if you're Nigerian, you have a lot of, or even if you're Ghanaian, you have a lot of people who have relocated because they feel that things are better off in the West. They are looking for opportunities, they are looking for jobs. So sometimes they get jobs and then they just sponsor them and they move. Or some other times they find a way, look for someone to sponsor, some borrow money, and then they relocate to a place where they can work, they can make that money, and they can pay it back. Okay. And then of course there are the people who get jobs, so they are working here and then they go on transfer. That's another category. But the category I'm focusing on today are people like us, people like me, who are moving in our old age. So, in essence, you are retiring to a different country. And let me just say it here, we didn't leave our country because we were looking for greener opportunities necessarily. We are old, we are in our older years. We've lived more than what we have left. I mean, following the normal lifespan of a human being. Okay, so we're not searching for greener pastures. We have our education. I have a master's degree. I have several certificates and things, even though I'm still working on my PhD. But I mean, that wasn't the purpose for us to move. Okay, one, we wanted to retire. We're fed up with a lot of things that were going on in our country, and we just wanted a quieter place where we could live out our days, or at least spend some time. And then we're not at an age where we would move to a country and then we'll start working, doing odd jobs, doing care jobs and things. We're not at that level at all. So, which meant that we had to do things differently from how other people do it. So what did we do? And what we did cannot be covered in one video, but I'm just going to go over it and let you know what we did. One of the first things we did was take stock. Okay, when we had come to the conclusion that definitely we are moving, there's no going back, we have to move. The first thing we said was, okay, how do we fund this trip? Because hey, we didn't have a ton of money. So when you're dealing with not a ton of money, you have to be careful how you do things. You have to do your things a little bit different from how every other person does it. And we said, okay, let's take stock. What do we have? We have maybe one or two landed properties somewhere which were not one, we're not ready to dispose of. Two, they were not even disposable. You know, you have land and then it's not in a place where you can easily sell it, so that wasn't an option for us. So the first thing we did after we decided and everything was settled was declutter. Yes, declutter was the first thing that I did. I settled down, and this is something I think you should do. I settled down and I took stock of everything that we own. I went through every bedroom in the house, went through the kitchen, the pantry, the living room, everywhere, the bathrooms, everywhere. I took stock of the books. I've talked about my books before, how we decluttered my books. Went through the books, went through the furniture, went through the little properties that we had, and we said, look, how can these be monetized? So we put a price tag on everything we own. If we had to sell this, how much could we sell? If we had to sell this chair, if we had to sell that freezer, if we had to sell that air conditioning unit, what would it fetch? And then we had some assets, like we had fish farms, we had fish ponds. Okay, we put a price to that. We had machinery, we had things that we're using for our businesses. We put a price to that. So by the end, we were done with putting a price to everything that we had. We realized that, oh yes, we can actually fund our relocation if we sold off all of these things. Because one, there were not things we could move with us. There were not things we could, yeah, maybe some of them we could have taken with us, but there were not things we were willing or able or prepared to take with us. Okay. And there were two categories of properties that we had. There were the ones we necessarily had to give out because we needed to bless a few people. Some people were supporting back in our city. We needed to be a blessing to them, so we needed to give them some things. There was that category. And then there was a category that they were in such good condition because, I mean, we kind of have lived well. We've taken care of all of our things. There was that category which could be monetized. And so that was what we did. In essence, we decluttered and we monetized our life, our belongings, everything that we had. We had a car, we had, like I mentioned already, we had machinery, we had household equipment, fridges, freezers, air conditioning in every room. We had wardrobes, cupboards, shelves, beds, mattresses. It will shock you if you sat down to do an audit of your life, of your physical properties, and you take stock of your property. It will shock you how many things you have which can be monetized. So that's what we did. In a nutshell, I'll do a longer video on it. In a nutshell, that's what we did. We sold off everything that we could sell off. And the money from selling all of those things was how we paid for our relocation. Okay, that was what we did. And that could be an option for you if you're thinking about relocating in old age and you are not someone who clings to properties, because that's another thing. I'm the woman, of course, but I'm not someone who is, I love things, I love beautiful things. And over the years, I've collected quite a number of lovely things, but I don't cling to stuff. I will tell you though, in another video, some of the things that I clung to deliberately. Now, there's another option that we could have used and which I think you should consider very well if you're thinking about relocating to another country. And that option is saving to move. Yes, saving to move, saving to fund your relocation. Let me explain what I mean. Now, if we had a year between our decision time and when we eventually relocated, and if we were still in the prime of life, we're working, the salaries were coming in and all of that. I had a very good job. I mean, I had a really good job. Okay. It wasn't paying all the bills, but it was adequate. I had pension and all of that. But things happened and that job ended before we had to move. But now, if you're someone, you have a business or you still have a job, you haven't retired, what you could do is open an investment account. There's an investment that I use. There's an app called iInvest. I'm not recommending it. I'm just saying that's what I use. And on it, I buy stocks. Okay, so I usually will focus on stocks that generally do well, like banking, like oil and gas. Some of those stocks that, generally tend to do well. Now, if I had 1 year to move or 2 years, or if I was saying, look, I'm going to move by such, if it wasn't so abrupt like what we did, what I would have done is take out a chunk of money every month and buy stocks and just leave it there to grow. Buy stocks, leave it there to grow. And then when the time comes, I take out that money I sell the stocks, and then I use that to fund the trip. In addition to decluttering, decluttering is very important because we keep so many things that we really do not need. Okay, so that's how we funded our journey, and that's how you can also fund a journey. Now, if you're thinking of relocating, especially if you're a Nigerian, if you're an African, if you're a Ghanaian, and you want to relocate to another country and you don't want to bother yourself about borrowing money or selling off maybe your land, your house, or something, and you would like a bigger detail on how we did it or how I did it, shoot me an email at elsiright@gmail.com and I'll respond to you. I'm also putting together a document which you can have for free on how I decluttered, what exactly I gave out, what exactly I kept, and how you can do the same. So I just thought to share with you how we funded our relocation. And if you have found this video useful, hey, please consider subscribing, like, comment, and share. God bless you and have a wonderful week. Till I come your way in the next video.